Welcome to the official podcast of Comics Beer and Sci-Fi. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to this podcast and follow Comics Beer and Sci-Fi on all your favorite social media apps. Now, on with the show!
Hey, this is Mark at Astronomicon 8. I'm here with legendary actor Lou Diamond Phillips. You might recognize this guy from a few famous movies like La Bamba, Young Guns 2. Tell us, how did you get started in acting?
Oh my God. That's a long answer, dude. I did my first play in the 6th grade. Grew up in Texas, did a lot of university interscholastic drama competitions, won a lot of awards, so, positive reinforcement. And then I majored in theater at the University of Texas at Arlington. So this was not an accident. I intended on doing it from the beginning. Got my first professional gig at 19. Used to do background work, early on, and just worked my way up the ladder, man.
So do you go to these cons very often?
I've been to a lot of cons lately. I mean, the pandemic obviously put a damper on things, but then with the dual strikes in the industry in Los Angeles, a lot of us had some time on our hands. So we started booking things up, and it's been nice. I've been to a few cons lately. I always compare it to the stage door, where I have a chance to meet fans, talk about the work of mine that affected their lives and that they enjoyed, and share a nice couple of minutes.
Now, getting back to La Bamba, you obviously sang for that movie, correct?
I did not.
You did not. You just lip synced that thing?
I lip synced it. I was cast the Friday before rehearsals started on a Monday, and we had 5 days of rehearsal before the actual show started filming. They had already recorded the soundtrack with Los Lobos. But since then, I've been on Broadway, nominated for a Tony, Masked Singer. I sing on a couple of Disney Junior shows. I had a band in the late 80s, early 90s. I sang on the ranch as well. So, yeah, I've done a lot of singing since then.
Well, that's what you call acting, because it looked like you were actually singing in that movie.
I had 5 days to learn 16 different songs, and I still don't play the guitar. I had to learn all of the notes by rote.
Now, with the Young Guns series, is there any plans of a Young Guns 3?
It's happening.
Oh, it's happening.
It's done. It's already been announced. Emilio was with the governor of New Mexico announcing the filming, which will start in the fall. The film is not complete yet, but I've read the script. It's fantastic. Hopefully look for that next year.
Can you disclose any other actors that are going to be reprising their roles?
Yes, Christian Slater will be back as well. So right now it's Emilio, Christian, and myself. They're having conversations with other people. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, we look forward to that, buddy. We look forward to. Now, another movie we want to talk about is The First Power. Do you get a lot of fans, especially coming to this kind of convention? They want to see like the horror aspects of your career. Now, what kind of reaction do you get from that movie?
Oh, people love The First Power. I love The First Power. I still think we should do a sequel. I have thoughts. Interestingly enough, there is a novelization of the movie about to come out, and I wrote the foreword for it. So it's one that it stands the test of time. It holds up. It was a very unique, very original horror film, horror action film, I should say. When it came out, and I still think there's some juice in it. So we'll see.
So what else do you got coming down the pipeline?
I just had Werewolves in theaters with Frank Grillo. Speaking of horror, that was fantastic. Frank Grillo was the lead. Myself, Katrina Law, also in the movie, did quite well. I think it might still be streaming. I'm about to start filming on an HBO Max comedy called The Chair Company, and then Young Guns 3 in the fall.
That's pretty cool. Anyways, folks, you heard it first from the man, Lou Diamond Phillips, and we can't wait to see what he's got coming out. And anyways, it was a pleasure speaking with you, sir.
Hi, my name is Whitney with Comics Beer and Sci-Fi. We're here at Astronomicon. I'm here with ROC and with Blaze. So how have you been enjoying the Astronomicon so far?
I thought it was awesome. I stole yours.
Oh, man, I'm having a great time. This is actually only the second day, and I've been up for, I don't know if I got any sleep last night. For real, yeah, I was just up. I was up last night, and just excited to see everybody, and I'm, just having a blast so far. It's great.
That is so awesome. Have you met anybody cool, any actors or anybody that you always dreamed of meeting?
I met Blaze. So dope. Great guy.
The coolest ever, you know?
Oh no, man, come on. I met Danhausen. This is the second time I met him. So I actually seen him a couple years ago at Astronomicon, and I met him again this time. And I'm looking forward to. I'm trying to go see Sting, and a couple years ago I actually seen Trish as well. So I might try to go see Trish one more time. Thank you, Trish.
Meet Lita, and she was coming in, so that was cool. Yeah, somebody.
So I know you guys have a big concert tonight. Do you guys ever get stage fright or anything like that?
I don't call it like stage fright more so, but when you start thinking, when you're up there, then you start losing your spot of where you're at. And that's happened before. So I just don't think. Just don't think. Just go. Just let it happen. And it just flows out. You're good.
Exactly what he said. Do not think about it. You just go. Because when you're thinking, you're done. So don't think and just let it go.
That is so inspiring. Panel. So how about your panel yesterday?
The panel was awesome. It was nice because everybody listens to us, and that was really cool. It was just us. So they were just, But it was really cool, the questions and things like that. And us getting to talk about, like, the old school history of stuff. So that was really neat. But yeah, panel was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah. What he said, exactly like he said it, except like I said, I felt like a professor because we was out in front of everybody, knew it was a real panel. And man, Ryan J. Downey was running. I'm telling you, it was cool. It was real. That was some real stuff. And we got a little in depth about background, some history, and a little bit about MNE. That's kind of what the panel was about. So it was some fun.
And then we had Twisted join us at the end of that, which was awesome, you know, to have them on board. And then me, you, and G-Mo left them.
High and dry on our way to the autographs. So it was an excellent panel.
It was excellent.
No, but hey, sometimes things have to happen.
Right, exactly. There you go.
So have you been with Astronomicon the whole 8 years, or?
I have been here the whole 8 years from, day 1 to 6.5 to now 8. Because there was a 6.5.
Yes. Yes, it was like a half one. A little halfsy. It was fun. Yes. I've also been here since day 1. The first Astro. Actually, I remember back in the day rolling to like other cons with Twisted and just checking out cons. So, I mean, they've been doing that stuff for years, and we all have, I guess, going out, all types of stuff like that. And before they started putting this stuff together. So, yep. It was cool.
So what inspired you both to start doing music?
What inspired me was probably Jackson 5. I know that's showing my age, but I'm probably Jackson 5, like dead ass, like Michael Jackson and the crew, like, yeah. So for me, it's just Jesus, my age.
Yeah. Well, basically like family. I heard music around my house a little bit here and there. My brother used to play in bands a lot. He's about 5 years older than me, and he would play in bands. So we didn't get along at all. Like we always were beefing, but I would find myself upstairs kind of like singing to the band that he had going on downstairs, and they didn't never have a singer. I was the only guy singing, and he never knew this until like years later. And then when I started doing music, he was like, oh man, I want to play drums behind that. And yeah, he never really has, but he does at home. He'll sit at home and play drums behind my it's cool. So yeah, it was kind of like listening to different stuff, Ozzy Osbourne, like Black Sabbath type stuff like that, because it was scary and fun. And I liked it. That's kind of started me. And then like I said, I was an MTV kid. So as soon as that blew, it's like everything was available to me. And I heard everything, and I picked up everything. I liked everything. So, and I just bought music all the time. That's like what we all did. Bought music. Every time music came out, we buy it. We have some new CD, something new. Have a whole stack of stuff. Yep. And pass them around to each other.
That is like the coolest thing. What are your guys' plan for the rest of the Astronomicon today?
Astro, today we have a couple signings. I want to roam around and meet some more people that I haven't met yet. Get some photos.
So what's going on? Who did you meet? We didn't meet nobody yet because we haven't met around.
Enjoy this Return of the Ninjas tonight too. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
That is gonna be so awesome. So very excited. So what inspired you to create the House of Crazies back in the day with Twisted and Jamie and Monoxide?
Oh, it really was. I mean, the inspiration was really always there because we were friends before all of the music, before any of us were into music. So it just kind of was fitting, it's kind of fitting. And then me being into music and hip hop and stuff like that, it just kind of was meant to be. It's meant to be.
And what inspired you to go by Blaze?
Oh man, I don't know. I went through a whole bunch of incarnations of what I was doing before, and Blaze is the one that kind of stuck. And I had different visions of that too, and I just became a dead body just out of nowhere. And that's just happened. Now I'm Blaze, your dead homie. So it just stuck. But I've went through couple of different names. At the beginning, I was inspired by other people and different things until I found what I thought was cool and what I like. Yeah, it's kind of what it is.
That is so cool. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to me today. It was an awesome interview. And come to Astronomicon as soon as you can. Yeah. Bye.
Hey, this is Mark at Astronomicon 8. I'm here with Joel David Moore. You might recognize this guy from a few movies like Dodgeball, Avatar, Grandma's Boy.
There we go.
Tell us, Joel, how did you get started acting in movies?
Acting? Oh my gosh. Well, listen, I've been acting since I was like 14, 15. I had no idea what I was doing. I was a kid that was grown up in Portland, Oregon. I was in high school and I was doing Shakespeare, right? And my friend was like, hey, I have an agent. Why don't you come in and meet my agent? But you gotta do a monologue. You gotta tell her, you gotta show her your skills. And instead of doing Shakespeare, because I didn't think that was gonna land right, I just brought in literally 10 minutes of Jim Carrey impersonations. And she was like, you're insane, but I should probably take a shot on you. Let's see how this goes. And I'll tell you, the rest is history. Started to do little local stuff in Portland and went to college for it. Did 2 years at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival and came to LA afterwards. And I've enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about working on Grandma's Boy. What was that experience?
Listen, we were just talking about how crazy Dante has been here before in Detroit, and everybody in that cast was absolutely fantastic. What a special program we ran. We never thought that it was I never thought that I'd be here 20 years later with you asking me about Grandma's Boy. I made about 40 movies. When Grandma's Boy came out, it didn't do well in theaters. So we thought, okay, maybe we're never going to hear about that movie again.
I saw it.
And it happened to hit right at the time where DVDs were like alive and everybody wanted to collect DVDs. And it just went gangbusters on DVD. People were burning it, but people wanted to own that cover right there, which is a fun cover, very iconic cover. And look, man, I couldn't be happier. Just having 20 years of fans coming up to me, spitting my robot voice back at me. Adios, turd nugget.
You get anybody coming up to you trying to throw a dodgeball at you?
No, I haven't. I've signed a lot of dodgeballs, but if they threw one at me, we'd have words. Let's go. Come on.
It'd be worse if it was a wrench.
If it was a wrench, I would just involve the police. I don't know.
Tell us a little bit about that experience on dodgeball. Did you have to learn how to play dodgeball, or did you just already knew?
We did, and actually because there was no real formal rules, we made the rules up, and they were kind of working with how the actual rules would be interpreted. And so we started with more people on the court, and they realized that this doesn't work. We got to kind of like shed this and make a little bit more sense for motion picture. And look, I mean, I remember Vince and Justin and Christine and all of us, Stephen Root, we were sitting there practicing, rehearsing these coordinated dodgeball exercises. I'm not kidding. Like one would rehearse a dance sequence. We were rehearsing dodgeball sequences for that movie. And because we had to go and do this in front of a live crowd, when we're shooting all that Vegas stuff, right? So while we got there, we had to know what we were doing so that, we didn't take all day figuring it out. And I'd like to say that it looks pretty damn good on camera.
Was there a lot of improvisation with a lot of the lines in that movie?
There was Dodgeball's a studio picture. Dodgeball had less improv than Grandma's Boy. Grandma's Boy, I'm pretty sure I made every fucking line up. Like, I excuse my French.
It's okay.
But like Nick Swardson, who is an absolute genius, he would just sit off camera and he would just say, okay, say this one, do this one. You know, most of like the "how can they see me" line came from they needed a cutaway between two scenes. And they were like, I don't know. Nick Swarty was just like, go put yourself on the wall and pretend that nobody can see you and be surprised when he walks out and he can see you. And that's where that little, you know, moment came from, which is I think one of the more iconic lines of all of these. They like to get this one because that is the how can they see me moment right there.
Tell us a little bit how you got casted in Avatar.
This was coming off of Dodgeball and Grandma's Boy. I have a fun story about that. So I auditioned for Avatar, and then they bring me back. This is before I met Jim Cameron, and they say, what we need in this audition is we need you to just come in and speak gibberish, do your lines, do the entire scene, but do your lines in gibberish, and I'll do my, like the casting director was like, I'll do my normal lines so that we kind of know where we are in the scene. And I'm like, you just want me to make something, like just speak gibberish? She's like, yes, that's what I want. And I did that, and I get called back, and I do my final audition, and Jim says, you know, the reason we wanted you to do gibberish because we wanted to see how your body communicated words when nobody knew what you were talking about, right? Which is because we created an entire language for the Avatar franchise. So inside of that, he needed to make sure that if I'm speaking a different language that people don't understand, that I can that it can be interpreted through my body language. And that was like one of the first things that I had to do with him. I was so nervous. I totally did not think I was going to get the role. And we were there for 45 minutes going through language tests and going through screen tests and just sitting with him and being able to just sort of dive in. And I think that what he was really doing is he had a vision to make all of the movies, right? Now we're 20 years into this. He just needed to make sure that I was a guy that he could put up with for 20 years of this run. So I think I passed that test, and probably he liked my acting too. I don't know.
How does that motion capture work?
Yeah, so performance capture is awesome. It's sort of like doing it's sort of like doing small theater, indie theater, because you really have to just imagine everything around you again, right? You know, it's just sort of black box theater. You just have nothing. They can kind of give you little angles, and if you're pulling on something, they'll give you something to pull yourself up. But really, you're just on a big gray stage. But it really allowed for it. It was the great equalizer. All actors stepped on that stage, and we were all equal. We just came to, no matter if somebody just won an Oscar, Zoe or who, you know, we all came together, and we just got back in and did a work session for you know, in my opinion, the best director of all time. Nobody's made more hits nobody's had a more consistent career of box office hits than Jim Cameron, and I'm proud to be a part of that and proud to call him, you know, a good friend.
Well, these are great stories, but one of the things we like to do for the actor like yourself who gives us a great interview is we like to promote what you got coming up down the pipeline.
Well, good. Thank you so much. I do, you know, I run a company now called Balcony 9, and I just fell in love with producing and directing, and so we have a great big fun action movie called Bride Hard coming out with Rebel Wilson and Stephen Dorff and an incredible cast of wonderful, funny gals that just are going to rock your socks off. Comes out June 20th. It's going to be in wide across. It's actually going to be a global release, so it's going out in theaters across the world as well as U.S. and Canada. June 20th. Big box office. Go buy a ticket. Pre-order a ticket. You're going to have an absolute blast. It is a fun romp. It's Die Hard meets Bridesmaids. It's so much fun.
We look forward to seeing that, Joel, and it was a pleasure speaking with you.
So much.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you.
Hey everyone, it's Georgia's finest, Patty Wiesmer, here with Tom from Bolaires, hailing from New York City. Came all the way here to be with us today. So, how long you been in this business?
So I've been doing this since 2021. Originally, I'm a tattoo artist for 20 years. When COVID hit, like everybody, we couldn't do our jobs. So I got inspired to make cool, custom, nerdy shoes because there was a niche in the market that nobody else was filling. So I started, just making cool shoes. Started with a pair of Wolverines, and then it just kind of has grown to the big business it is now. So
Wow, that is so cool. So I guess something good came out of COVID.
exactly.
Are you a designer then?
Yeah, like I said, I'm a tattoo artist for 20 years, but before that, I went to FIT in New York City. So I learned how to, create product lines, clothing, patterns, stuff like that. So I'm making seamstress cool. You know what I mean?
It was always cool. Don't hate on the women before you. Well, I love some of these designs. What's your favorite piece?
My favorite is definitely this one. This one right here, it's kind of Back to the Future inspired. So it's our version of a modern take on what Marty wore in 1985 or 89 when it came out, actually. So it's just a more updated version. We like to say, made by fans for the fans. So that's kind of our take on it. Nostalgia in every step. It's like
I
honey.
love that. Yeah, I love that. Who doesn't love Back to the Future?
Exactly.
What's your most popular? What do the people like?
I would definitely say that those shoes right there are number one. Like everybody's going crazy for them.
So you're a man of good taste. You going to be here all weekend?
I will be here all weekend. We brought not a lot of stuff with us because we couldn't travel too much, but everything that we're doing, we sell online. It's direct to consumer. If you use the code ASTRO15, you get 15% off. That's good for a week. We ship right to you from our warehouse.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tom. It was great meeting you today.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey, this is Mark with Comic Experience Sci-Fi. We're at Astronomicon 8, and we have a treat for you. We're here with legendary actor Ethan Suplee. Tell us, Ethan, how did you get started in acting?
My first job was Boy Meets World, and prior to that, I had just done like high school plays.
Then we first saw you working with Kevin Smith in Mallrats. What was that experience like?
It was awesome. I thought we were all going to be movie stars. We were making this big Hollywood movie, and then it came out, and nobody watched it. But then it went on to be pretty successful on videotape.
And then you've been a busy actor since then, working on My Name is Earl, and you worked with Martin Scorsese in Wolf of Wall Street. Now that had to have been a dream come true.
Yeah, that was awesome. He's one of my all-time favorites, so it was really nice to get to work with him.
Did you guys get to? Now you were in a big part of that movie. You were like one of the big stock guys, and did you have to like go on Wall Street and learn anything like to prepare for your role?
We had a couple of weeks prior to shooting where we were with stockbrokers every day and learning how the financial markets worked. We never went on to Wall Street, but we did get to study a lot with real people.
DiCaprio, was he the man that everyone talks about? Is he the acting kind of god that everyone said?
He's really good, yeah, and a nice guy.
One of my favorite lines is from you in that movie is, "How did you fucking do that?"
Yeah, that was good. I've had some good zingers in my career.
Was that improvised or was that in the script?
I think that was in the script.
Okay.
Yeah.
And another movie I want to talk about is The Butterfly Effect. Now, when you were doing that movie, did you think that this was going to turn into the movie that it became?
I thought that would be pretty good. Yeah, it was a wild idea, and it had good people involved with it. I don't know what it became, to be honest with you. I don't know that it did that well.
It's had a cult status.
Okay.
It's actually one of Ashton Kutcher's one of his best performances I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, he was very good in it.
Now tell us a little bit about you've actually became a bodybuilder pretty much in the last few years. How has that transformation been for you, and how does that affect your health?
My health is much better. I enjoy going to the gym now, and I really just wanted to turn my life around.
It's really great. You look spectacular. What do you got coming down the pipeline?
I have a show on Amazon called The Pradeeps of Pittsburgh, and I'll have a horror movie coming out later this year called Dolly.
Well, we look forward to that. Thank you, Ethan. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Patty's back here with Kyle Irving of Rise Art and Design. We got some cool stuff here, Kyle. What got you into this?
So, I mean, I could say the cliche thing of I've always done art, but, I truly have always loved doing art. I always have felt like it's the only way to truly express yourself. And over the years, I've just said, screw it. I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna be weird. I'm gonna do the weird art, and I'm gonna make people say that's a lot. And I'm like, hell yeah, it is. But that's good art, you know. Push your buttons. We're good.
What medium is this mostly?
So this is all acrylic and paint marker. And I will tell you this. Every time I do a piece, I will color inside the lines and then say, I just can't do it. And then I splatter it out. It bugs so many people. And I'm like, but that's me, you know, like we bite. That's my thing, you know, so.
And do you hand paint these little figurines over here?
They are all hand painted, all hand printed. Everything is locally done because they're the character from my comic here, Hooligan. Let me grab that. Shameless promotion. Hooligan issue #1. Basically, it's about a guy that uses art as a weapon in a world that's being told how to be and who to be. He's like, I'm going to do me, you know? So, but yeah, like I made this. All the figures are handmade, including the shirts here also. Everything's kept in-house.
That's awesome. And where is house?
We're right out of Clinton Township.
Oh, so you're local. Okay.
Grew up in Royal Oak. Now we live out there and everything. So it's, you know, I'm the guy in the neighborhood that's spray painting in the driveway and, you know.
And do your neighbors love it or hate it?
It's a mixed bag.
Depends on the neighbor.
Depends on the neighbor, but then I'm the cool neighbor with all the tattoos and everything. That's like, they're like, Mr. K, can we watch you paint? And I'm like, come on over, kids. Let's do some graffitiing. We're good.
Oh, see, Kyle Irving is for the kids. You heard it here first. And where can we get your art from?
So you can go to my website, KyleRiseIrving.com. So just like the banner here. And yeah, you know, if you want anything custom, my books are always open and just hit me up.
Custom work? Oh, I'll have to be thinking about that.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Kyle. I hope you have a great con today.
Pleasure meeting y'all.
Hey, this is Mark at Astronomicon 8. I'm here with artist, speed painter Dave Santia. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So tell us, how old were you when you started painting?
About 7 or 8 years old. Yeah.
When did you start doing the speed painting?
About 15 years ago, 14, 15 years ago. 2011 is when I went public with it.
Now, what's the fastest you've ever done a painting?
90, well, that's subjective, but I've painted The Godfather in 90 seconds. Yeah.
Now, some of your paintings go for a lot of money, right?
Yeah, you know, it varies.
Now, I saw you on, was it Hardcore Pawn? You did the painting of Les Gold, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, when you do those paintings, you do them upside down, and then, how does that work? Now, why do you do it upside down?
You know, I like to keep the audience guessing. You know, I like them, even though like I play music that's related to the painting, and the music a lot of times is a dead giveaway. But I like it when they try to, like, they know it's going to be a painting of Jimi Hendrix, but how is this going to be a painting of Jimi Hendrix? It just looks like a blob of paint right now, and I hear that a lot afterwards, and then when I flip it right side up, then they get to see it.
Who are some of your inspirations for painting?
Oh, a lot. For speed painting specifically, Denny Dent. He was the first speed painter. He was doing it back in the 70s and 80s. But then I've got inspirations for all different types of artwork that I do. My favorite comic book artist is Neil Adams. My favorite Renaissance painter is Raphael. Leroy Neiman is my favorite, modern artist. And yeah, so I've got inspirations all around.
Have you duplicated any of Neil Adams' iconic covers?
Not really. I mean, like I've tried to draw from, you can't necessarily copy someone else's style without your style bleeding through. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've tried copying styles of other artists back when I was younger, but myself just ends up on the page.
What are some of your favorite paintings you've created?
I get asked that a lot. It's like asking a parent who their favorite kid is. I guess my favorite one, I always say, is the one that I haven't done yet. It's the next one.
Good answer. So tell us, now you come to these cons and do some paintings of some of the guests that are attending. Who have you done so far?
Well, this year I do 3 paintings each time I come here. And this year I painted Sting, Tommy Chong, and Art the Clown. In the past, I've done Jay and Silent Bob, the little kid from Trick or Treat, you know.
And you do those here on the spot, speed paint.
Yes.
That's incredible. That's incredible, man. Anyways, we don't want to take up too much of your time, Dave. You know, we appreciate talking to you and look forward to some of your artwork in the future. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
This is Mark at Astronomicon with a guy taller than me.
That's it for this episode of the Comics Beer and Sci-Fi Podcast. Thank you for listening, and we hope you'll join us next time.